Trio Owon is comprised of 3 members: pianist Emmanuel STROSSER and violinist Olivier CHARLIER, who are professors at the Paris Conservatory, and cellist 양성원으로 from Korea. The members, also active as soloists, began their journey as Trio Owon in 2009 with a passion for chamber music. With a style of their own, Trio Owon has previously performed a wide range of pieces, including those written by Schubert, Dvorak, and Beethoven. This time, Trio Owon is focusing on pieces by Tchaïkovsky, Shostakovich, and Weinberg. We will hear from globally acclaimed Trio Owon celebrating their 10th anniversary on today's Heart to Heart. Despite the geographical distance, the physical barrier between Korea and France, our guests today have formed a trio. They met while they were students years ago at the Paris Conservatory, and they united by their passion for chamber music. Now, joining us today is globally acclaimed musicians, a leading group of artists, the Trio Owon. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having us here.
And I think I might have to say thank you for inviting us to your wonderful studio.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
First of all, I would like to ask each of you to give a brief introduction of yourselves. Greetings to our viewers that are watching right now.
So yes, I'm the violinist of the trio. Yes, I'm Olivier. So I've studied in France, and we are all the part of the trio. The trio is now 10 years old, and so before playing in trio, I did a lot of chamber music, and I still continue to perform a lot. And so, but the group now is something very important in my musical life.
All right, thank you very much. And Emmanuel?
I'm Emmanuel. I'm the pianist. I play chamber music for many years as a soloist too, concerto and recital, and I teach also at the Paris Conservatory for many years too, the piano.
Thank you.
And I'm Someone, I'm the cellist. I was born in Korea, I grew up in Paris. That's where we met actually in the Paris Conservatory. And for a number of years we've been playing together various different forms of music performing. And then about 10 years ago we decided to try to form a trio despite our busy other schedules, to try to deepen our repertoire, deepen our way of interpreting the masterpieces. Yes.
So as you have told us, it's been about 10 years since you've started working together, and I know that you have your own solo careers and chamber music partners, but you are working as a team. So it's been 10 years. Who came up with this idea? Was there something that sparked everyone's interest to form Trio Owon?
Well, actually, there was a project that we decided to play as a series of concerts 10 years ago, and then it went very well. And then all 3 of us were playing at different festivals, at different venues, at different countries, with many different musicians, which we continue to do so, except that we wanted to find a little bit more depth in the results that we wanted to produce. And rather than just meeting for a few concerts, we wanted to have certain projects and tours and recording projects as well. And we talked about it. We had played a few more tours, and then that's when we decided, yes, why don't we give ourselves a name and then continue to work together.
Okay, so you felt this was going to work. So you gave your group a name.
Yes.
Trio Owon.
Yeah.
So please tell us about this name,
It's
what
strange
it
in French
symbolizes.
Say Trio Owon Trio.
Yes, we try to find some specific name for the group, and with the influence of Asia, yes, sure, because of the other painter, and so also the period of the time of Owon, who is really some romantic, very specific art, and so I think it was a good way to to mix between painting and music, between all the very important romantic period for classical music also, and maybe it's a part of our personality who was a little in that direction. And so it was just a start for.
And the sound of the name.
And the sound of the name also.
Owon, Olivier, Son Wong. There is something.
Also, there is something musical.
No, not me. But there is something very musical in the name, I think. Owon Trio.
It does have that feel to it, I guess, yeah. So throughout the years, your performances, your concert performances have served as very important special occasions for Korea and France. And you'll be embarking on a nationwide tour here in Korea very soon. And I hear that it is all the more special. So please give us the details. Tell us about the nationwide tour.
Me for the city, you are.
Well, yes, we'll be playing on the 15th of November in Andong City, Andong Art Center. And then the next day on the 16th will be Changwon, Songsan Art Hall. And the 18th of November will be in Seoul at Lotte Concert Hall, a splendid venue. And then, Yeosu will be on the 22nd of November. 24th of November will be at the Tongyang International Festival Hall.
So this nationwide tour actually, it officially starts on the 15th of November, but
That's
you
right.
will be performing before that as well.
Yeah. Next week in Paris, and then in 2 weeks' time at a chateau called Chateau d'Artigny, near Tours in France. Yeah, beautiful venue too.
Extremely busy. We are so lucky to have you on our show.
Yeah.
So now that we know when it officially begins and when the concert will close, I'd like to ask you about the piano trio pieces that the program will feature. Yes, Olivier?
Yes, and so we just recorded recently CD with some Russian
Yes.
great piano trio, the Tchaïkovsky. There's only one very long and very important piano trio. Shostakovich, the second trio, and a very interesting composer, Weinberg. And so that's very rare. It's the first time we really take interest because it's century of the anniversary of that composer. And so it was very interesting to mix and to put on the same CD the three different styles of Russian music. And so that's the new CD of the trio. And for the tour, we will play also some French music with Ravel.
We mix French music and German music.
Yes, and also
Debussy,
Beethoven.
Ravel, and
Beethoven.
Beethoven, or Tchaikovsky.
Yes. Sounds very exciting. I'd like to ask you about, now since you have mentioned the album, it's a very fresh, very hot album, right? It just came out this month, is it? October?
Just a few days ago.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Fresh out of oven. Yeah.
Exactly. Congratulations. And I know that, of course, long ago you have released the Beethoven complete piano trios as well. So how was this particular album put together? Could you maybe tell us about the whole process, the work process?
You know, we recorded complete Beethoven, we recorded Messiaen, we recorded also Schubert and DVORAK, and then we were thinking of recording another album, of course. But last year at this big festival, La Folle Journée de Nantes, after having performed the concert, Olivier and Emmanuel had already gone back to the hotel, and I was coming out of the concert hall. And in the lobby, a lady calls me and said, Mr. Yang, can you please sign the CDs for me? And I said, oh yeah, with pleasure. And I looked at the CDs. There were 5 versions of Tchaikovsky trios, but none of ours. None of ours because we have not recorded them. We had not then, you know. And she said, I loved your Tchaikovsky trio so much, and I wanted to find your own recording, but I couldn't find, so I found those 5. Can you please sign? And I said, I'm really sorry, but it's really bothersome for me to sign on somebody else's CD. And then she had our Beethoven CD, which I signed on. And then upon going back to the hotel, I told Olivier and Emmanuel, it's about time to record Tchaikovsky. You know?
It's a good reason.
Yeah. So after
Just to sign.
After deciding to record Tchaikovsky, we had to find other composers, other works, which will go in the album. And we're very happy to continue the tradition of Russian elegies with Tchaikovsky, Shostakovich No. 2, and then Weinberg, which is absolutely magnificent work, but very unknown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I myself had to do some research as well. So as you have mentioned, I mean, many people may be familiar with, Tchaikovsky.
Yes.
Maybe not as much. Was it Shostakovich?
Shostakovich, yes.
And Weinberg.
Yes.
Yes, I read that Weinberg is like a hidden treasure.
Exactly.
So how did you think of?
It was a Weinberg.
No,
That's you.
Weinberg, we're celebrating his 100th anniversary this year. He was born in 1919. And of course, he was born in Poland, but of Jewish origin, and he had to flee the persecution following the Second World War. And after having been to Kiev and Tashkent, he arrived in the St. Petersburg first, and then he settled in Moscow, and he became a Russian composer, actually. And he was a very, very close friend of Shostakovich. They inspired tremendously with each other. And it's undeniable that the second piano trio by Shostakovich was written 1 year before Weinberg, but their two styles are very, very different.
How different are they?
So Weinberg is more avant-garde, more modern, and yet Shostakovich is a little bit more classical, I would say.
More popular.
More popular, yeah. And they both got this deep-rooted idioms from the popular music and popular dances that they both use very much so. However, these two pieces are both witnessing of the time, witnessing of the people, of their suffering, and also in its elegiac mode, witnessing certain person, So for Shostakovich was in homage to Solzhenitsyn, which was his close friend, who had passed away very shortly before that. And of course, Weinberg was in homage of the Jewish people, and they're perishing during the Second World time persecutions, So these are, for us, we all agree that these are not pieces of music, these are not trios, but these are archives of feelings, of some people at certain period of our history. And that's why these pieces are important. Sometimes we're being asked, why do you play classical music? Why is classical music important? And we say it's important because it's part of history. It's part of humanities. And through these pieces, we can get a glimpse of how they must have felt emotionally during those difficult times that we can remember, not through the facts of the historical books, but through the emotion that bear these pieces.
And you exactly are, as a team, delivering those emotions, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is the most notable difference between concerts and recordings? The biggest difference, the most notable difference, Emmanuel?
To record, the difficulty to comme si on était au concert, comme on dit, to recreate the concert. Because sometimes we are focused on the note, of the tonality, the in tune, and the technical problem. And we have forget this to find a natural flow, natural way, like a concert. But without the score.
Right.
The biggest difficulty is to record something that people can play again and again forever. And you must make sure that what you want to say in the recording is perfectly clear. You have to be ready to be recording, Recording means you're living a testament. Just the way when you have played a piece at a certain moment. That's a definite archive of the way we interpreted Tchaikovsky Trio as of spring 2019. So if you're living this and people can hear all over the world by downloading and streaming and purchasing the CDs, the difficulty is to have an artistic aim which is extremely high, that people will be interested in enjoying our performances. That's a real challenge, And also technical perfection must be there too.
Yeah.
But without the audience, because without the audience, it's difficult to get emotional engagement same as if they were there.
With the microphone and
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we all three agree that it's the difficult part to be the right moment. Is the right inspiration going to be with us?
I see.
That's
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just listening to each of you speaking about music, your inspiration, your passion, I'm sure that our viewers are very curious to watch you and hear you perform as well. And I see that you all have your instruments with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to please ask you to perform for us. I would not want to miss this opportunity. Could you please play something for us?
You sure you want to hear violin that close? All right, we'll play for you.
I love being
all right.
so close.
Okay, all right. A little bit of Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky,
What
the
do you
beginning.
think? Yes? Yes.
Thank you. 감사합니다. That was beautiful. I'm never going to forget this very moment. I get to sit very close to the violin and the cello and the piano. Thank you so much. I'm sure that our viewers would love to get, a glimpse of you three performing together. So we're going to take you all out. We'll be right back after this. Trio Owon released a new album in celebration of its 10th anniversary. We see a fervent response at the press call as three great musicians get together once again. How would they feel after the performance?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, many good questions, and then we think we answered intelligently. We hope we did.
Here it's a little like a second home to be in Korea, because we played a lot here, and so we have a good environment there for the music, and so it's always a pleasure to be here and to be together.
We have a concert in 3 hours, and before a concert I have to sleep, if it's possible, and to practice. And here there is a upright piano.
The harmony of piano, violin, and cello, playing the music of three Russian composers, captivates the audience. Trio Owon has been beloved by many for the past 10 years. Its way of giving back to the audience is to come back with better music. And that's why we see a bright future for Trio Owon. Now, I know that you are the artistic director of Festival.
We are.
Owon.
Three of us, yes.
Oh, the three of you.
We are.
I know that you work as a team as well,
Yes,
so
yes.
I'd like to ask Olivier and Emmanuel, about your experiences with traditional Korean music and how you interact with Korean musicians as well. As
You
well
mean at the
as,
festival?
yes, at the festival.
Yes, so the festival gave us the opportunity to play with many Korean players, and more in the classical field. Yes, because there is a wonderful and excellent musician and player here, and so we did chamber music, and but more in the classical field, because so we assist, we listen with a lot of interest for myself the Korean traditional music, and so there's full of different melodies and rhythm, and so that's very interesting. But I'm not able to play. It's only to enjoy.
We test also food,
Yeah.
tea,
Yes.
tea, yes.
Yes, and as well as pottery, Korean pottery,
That's right.
and
Yeah.
calligraphy as well.
Calligraphy, yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Ceremony of tea.
the idea of the festival, Owon is the name of the painter, Owon Chang-seung-won, but it also may mean 5 gardens, right? And for us, 5 gardens meant 5 senses also. So we wanted a festival where people could hear, see, smell, taste, and feel. So there was a calligraphy atelier, also pottery atelier, and we introduced Korean tea, but exceptional teas, and also Korean cuisine. So this is a small festival that we try to run in different chateaus in the region of Tours in France. And then the small community of audience come and spend the weekend with us, trying to refine their equilibrium within themselves with the 5 senses. So very pleased to offer this opportunity to the audience so that they can see, smell, and feel different things.
Interesting. Do you have an idea when it comes to the taste? Anything you would like to try out in the future at Festival Owon? Something that you might have thought of?
So it's full of imaginative links between the music and the other sensitive activities, and so I think so through the different style of appreciating life. So it's there is some good perspective.
Maybe we have tried the opposite, no? French food and wine, French wine here in Korea. Maybe, why not, no? But it's more popular here than the opposite, than the...
And the main thing is that although we try exceptional teas, although we've had exceptional chefs cooking for us, and I invite exceptional musicians, of course, the main point is that we really completely forget the elite side, the luxury side, the exclusivity side. We want to make sure that it's totally inclusive, that people are able to join us, talk to us, and share our passion for our senses. That we try to forget for that weekend all these animosities going around the world, but to find peace and happiness after all.
Yes, because I did see children enjoying the moment as well, enjoying the teas and the experiences as well, the music, the pottery, everything that you open, your door is wide open to everyone as well. I think chamber music has gone through changes over the years, over the many years. Do you believe that the public perception of chamber music has changed as well? How has it changed?
Yes, at the beginning, so I think the time of Mozart, of Schubert, you played music just for a small room like here, and so for some friends, and so it was really some personal relationship with everybody. Okay, that was gold age, I think, for the music, and the composer did some pieces for that moment. And after, when the concert became some large concert hall with a lot of listeners there, so maybe the symphonic music was important because of the dimension of the concert. And now probably also because the different way to listen the music at home, or with the possibility of radio, CDs, and things like that, and people appreciate more. I think the audience will appreciate to be close to the musician, to get something more personal, not a group effect, but something with
exactly.
And we are back to that really important thing the chamber music gives.
You're right, the hall is too big for chamber music now. Yes, too big.
But some halls are still beautiful. There are some
Big
halls,
and beautiful, yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Yes, it exists.
Yeah.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it,
Yes, exactly.
Very well.
Yeah. It becomes a moment that there's a moment. It doesn't happen on every concert, but especially in chamber music, there are some moments where you seem to be in connection with the spirit of the composer. They're very rare moments, I would say. I wish it would happen all the time, but it does not. Those really rare moments where audience, players, and the music create certain tension that it's all connected. And those moments are the most intense and personal and meaningful moments of music making. And that happens in beautiful halls, intimate halls, and with fantastic masterpieces.
And I'm dying to know what is next for Trio Owon. So could any of you tell us about your long-term plans and goals for Trio Owon?
Oh, so long terms it's difficult to say for a musician. So no, we have our schedule with some actuality. So okay, and for the next, I think we have some pieces we would like to play together, and so we propose for the group, and we try to fix together the new repertoire, maybe some new composition or some main masterpiece of the repertoire, because there is many for the
Maybe
French
more
trio.
Korean composers, maybe?
Yes, and some themes. So we try also to open the possibility to play every style in the music. So from classical, romantic, Russian, maybe some of our next program will be more French music also. And so after that we live with the pieces. We share, we discuss, we agree or not together how to play the pieces. And so that's life. And so I don't think we get a specific career plans or something like that. So it's just what we feel and what we would like to share together.
Yes, so we'll be finishing this year with Russian compositions, but next year, obviously, for the 250th anniversary of Beethoven's birth, we'll be playing many great pieces by Beethoven. But above all, the actual concerts and playing the repertoires, I think we, among the very few, are blessed with these incredible gifts. And I think it's our duty to share our gifts and not keep for ourselves. And I think it's very important for us to travel to Korea, Russia, England, or Japan, or China. But our main purpose is continuously to share this wonderful heritage. And the more we share, I think the richer it'll be. Yes.
I'd like to thank you very much for joining us today once again, for inviting us to your studio and for giving us this opportunity to listen to you, perform for us, and to listen to each and every passion and inspiration that you have. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
감사합니다.
Now, music has the power to tear down regional and cultural barriers. It has the power to unite audiences and artists. And Trio Owon is a group without boundaries. It knows no bounds to the artists' nationalities, instruments, the music pieces they perform, and they present a surreal harmony. Thank you for joining us today. I'll catch you again next time.